Hey everyone, this is Prince Watercress, and welcome to a brand new BBC Micro Let's Play. Let's look for the game that I want to play today. And here it is. Let's play Winter Olympics by Tynesoft for the BBC Micro from 1986. Winter Olympics by the Art Crew. The art crew is Kevin Blake and David Croft. Kevin Blake was one of the co-authors for Caveman Capers, which I've covered in the past. And David Croft is, as far as I'm aware, has helped make other BBC Micro games from around this time that I have yet to play. So, Winter Olympics, you have 6 events. You need to score as well as you can on all of them and hopefully, maybe, make some world records and break some world records and also see if you can get a high score. The computer record for each event is shown in... Oh, I'm reading my notes. I'm not reading the screen. My notes are the Try It Out Tuesday thread that I made earlier. I need to read the screen that's in front of me, not the one to my left. Winter Olympics by the Art Crew. This superb sports simulation allows you to compete against the computer and the clock in 6 winter sports events: speed skating, ski slalom, crest or run, ski jump, ski downhill, and curling. Practice mode is entered by pressing F0, and in this mode, the score is not incremented and no Olympic record can be gained. In play mode, entered by pressing F1, you have 3 attempts to beat the Olympic record. If you succeed, 1,000 points will be added to your score. The computer record for each event is shown in the right-hand box with your score in the left-hand box. A high score table will be displayed after the completion of Event 6. Event 1, Speed Skating. Controls: Z and X control your skates. Start off slowly, gaining speed as you go. Quick movement of the keys will cause you to slip on the ice and lose speed. Your computer pacer is there to help you gain that fastest time of the day. Event 2, Ski Jump. Z and X help you build speed, and spacebar jumps. Pressing Z and X keys will propel your skier down the slope. As he nears the end of the slope, press the spacebar for a successful jump. To score maximum points, gauge your takeoff position carefully. Too early will shorten your jump, too late and it's disaster. Event 3, Ski Slalom. Controls: Z moves skier left, X moves skier right. Press spacebar to start your run, then guide your skier through the gates. You actually don't have to press spacebar, the run starts automatically. A 10-second penalty is occurred if you fail to ski between the flags or if one is hit. Hitting a tree will end your run. Event 4, Ski Downhill. Controls: same as Event 3. The downhill course has no gates, but watch those trees. Event 5, Crest or Run. Controls: spacebar will start your descent down the crest or run. As you ride through the corners, your speed will pick up considerably. Z and X, left or right respectively, compensates your body leaning, helping to keep your sledge within the ski banking. Too much correction will slow your speed down, while too little correction will allow you to go into a corner too quickly, then it's away off into the tree for you. Event 6, Curling. Controls: Z moves player left, X moves player right. Holding down the return key will increase the speed of the throw, enabling you to position your stone as close as possible to the center pin. Release the return key to throw the stone. Between 1 and 6 points are awarded depending on the position of the curling stone. Each round is termed an end. And thankfully, I'll be able to mention what you need to do again for each event. So get used to all this past that loading screen because this is what you're going to be seeing. Nice little digitized picture there in red and yellow. And we start off with speed skating 200M. Z and X for leg movement. And honestly, I'm just going to be playing through all these. I'm not going to be doing many practicing. You can do that if you want, but I'm just going to play through all these. Now really all you want to do is just mash Z and X and just alternate between the two buttons as quickly as possible. I'm pretty sure I'm the guy in purple at the bottom. I could be wrong on that. And here I go again. You just really want to mash these keys as fast as you can. And this can be a pain in the butt. Yeah, I'm the guy in the pink / purple below. And I managed to get a record. So extra points for me. So close. Having to change fingers on the left hand slightly kind of messed things up for me. But, well, we managed to do well all the same. And that was event 1, which was the speed skating event. Number 2 is the ski jump. You build up speed with Z and X, and you press space bar at the right time to jump. Now, speed skating, pretty easy for me to do, pretty playable for me. I cannot do ski jump to save my life. As a matter of fact, I can't do any of the ski games at all to save my life. And I'm going to explain why for each and every one of them, which is all 3 of them. So, I'm going to try this as best as I can. And hopefully, I'll be able to get at least 1 jump. Gotta build up speed, gotta press. And that's the problem. I can't press that space at the right time because I'm too busy pressing Z and X. And if I stop pressing it momentarily just to get the jump, I'm gonna lose a little bit of speed and it's not gonna go as well. There we go. Nice. 60.11 meters. I think I have to like press the space bar with the rightmost fingers on my right hand while building up speed. And that'll do it for me, hopefully. But if I try to just mash the buttons as quickly as possible and then move my hand from X to the space bar, it's not going to work. I keep thinking I have to do that. The timing on it is really weird. And now there's ski slalom for event 3, which is even worse, and I'm going to explain why as soon as I start playing. So, the run will start immediately once the Winter Olympics logo stops moving there at the top. And the controls are simple, but they're not exactly responsive. Like, I want to stop. I can't stop. Like, I have to keep mashing buttons the Z and X buttons just to keep from smashing into a tree or running into a flag or keep myself from getting a penalty. It's not responsive. This is like Robo-Swamp levels of responsiveness. And because of that, I'm just moving, I'm just slipping in one direction or the other. And I keep thinking that maybe I can get through a gate when I can't. Or I keep thinking I can avoid the trees, which I can't. Yeah, if you hit a tree, the heat's over. And you have to start all over again. And here I am hitting flags on the gates. Because the game, the controls aren't super responsive like I'd like them to be. I shouldn't have to mash a button or the button opposite the direction that I'm moving in like 12 times in quick succession just to go through a flag or keep from hitting a tree or keep from running into anything. It's really annoying. And as you go through more and more gates, you build up speed, and I just hit a tree. Great! Not surprisingly, since the controls for Event 4 are the same as in Event 3, I'm going to have the same problems there. Like, how am I supposed to get to that in time? I can't. And even trying to stay in the middle doesn't help. Like, I'm trying to do this as best as I can. I keep hitting trees. I still keep missing gates. Just because of how the controls in this are. Like, I could have just stopped earlier, game. Why'd you let me hit the flag? And I couldn't even get to those at all because I have no idea when I'm gonna stop turning. Like, oh my word. I have no way of knowing where the flags are going to be, and the controls are not helping. Like, I'm doomed to miss a set of flags that I'm supposed to go between even before they show up, just because of how they're all placed. You gotta be kidding me. And I couldn't stop myself from hitting a tree. Great. Just absolutely perfect. And now it's time for Ski Downhill, Event 4. The controls are exactly the same. Except instead of going between flags, you have to avoid hitting trees. Good luck with that. Sometimes you think you're gonna hit a tree when you don't, and sometimes you think you're not gonna hit a tree when you do. Just like that. I honestly thought I could move past that tree. And because I was trying to straighten myself out, and the controls are not responsive, I crashed into the tree anyway. This is going to go even worse than Event 3. And stuff like this is why I don't like the skiing games. How did that not count as me hitting a tree? Well, that did. Thankfully, the next game is going to be more playable. we have that going on. So here's the crest to run. You can call it the bobsled if you want. Z and X lets you lean in a direction you need to lean if you're going too far in one direction, about to, well, slip off the course. So once again, we have 3 attempts at this. We're going to make the most of them, hopefully. So you'll be picking a speed as you go. And the more you lean, the more you lean in one direction during a turn, the more speed you'll pick up. You want to make sure your speed is going as fast as it can, but at the same time, you want to make sure you don't fall off the edge either. You just want to you just want to make sure you go as quick as you can. And 53.1, not too bad. Now, if you fall off, it does look pretty funny. At least it's not as violent as, say, California Games or California Games 2. It's just really cartoony. You just see your bobsled sprite just fly upwards and then disappear. That's all that happens. And we're picking up a little bit of speed here. Well, we are now. Need to be careful, though. Just watch the screen to the right while also watching the little screen to the left. And 64.3. Ugh, I did worse than last time. 48.25C is doable. You just really need to know what you're doing. I want to lean forward, but I'm afraid that might actually mess with how much speed I get. And we're in the black now. Pew! I fell off. I fell right off. Yeah, you need a lot of speed to get the Olympic record. And the 6th and final event is curling. You position yourself left and right with Z and X respectively, and return lets you throw. The more you hold throw, the more you hold throw. The more you hold return before you release it, the further it goes. So the black spot in the center is the center pin. You want to throw as close as possible to it. That'll net you 6 points. And we have, I believe, 4 or 5 attempts at doing this. And I probably went a little too far there. Yeah, I went too far. Let me see if I can do this. How far will that get me? That'll net me 6. That was way too far there. I should have went even further to the left, but well, At least we're able to do something here. Managed to beat the first end. 12-11. Not bad. You need to be pretty good at getting to the center pin if you want to get 14 points. But we are leading 1-0 as far as ends go. You is you, and me is the computer, in case you're wondering who's who on the scoreboard. And you actually get to see animation of the crowd cheering between ends. No sound, but I'll take what I can get. And that may not help me there. 3. I may have let go a little too early. But what's that gonna get me? Hey! If you get that sound, that means you got close to the center pin. That'll really net you some... That'll really net you some points right there, and that was awful. And I doubt that this will get me more points. Oh, hey, I got 15. Very good. Managed to win 15-12 for that end. And we have gotten the Olympic record for curling. I'm actually doing better at this game now. All right. And we have 10,000 points, so at least I have the bottommost slot on the high score screen, so there's that. And I'll let go too early again. And that'll probably give him the win. No? Where are you going to go from here? Well, you're going to keep me from doing that. I should have done something else. Oh, well. And that got you closer to the pin. But I still win 2-1. Still managed to get more successful ends than the computer opponent. And that is the 6th and last event of Olympic Games. I may not be the best at this game, but at least I managed to actually do something awesome. And I can enter my name. So, after coming so close to 5th place on the high score screen, how does this game stack up? I like the game. Could have been better. If the ski games were a little easier, I'd like this. I would like this game a lot. But since they're not exactly the easiest games in the world, mostly due to timing on the downhill game and, well, the ski jump game, I should say. Downhill, something completely different. And the slalom and downhill having very unresponsive controls. I don't really like this game as much as I would like. It's fun. And if you know what you're doing, it's pretty darn good. But I have the feeling that there are better sports games out there. Even Epyx probably made even better games than this one. I mean, the developers tried, but yeah, this game could have been better. Graphics, what you see is what you get. They're pretty colorful. I like them. You can easily tell what things are supposed to be. They're not super fancy or anything, but at least they get the job done. And I do like the digitized photo of the guy on the skis that you see when you start again. Do I get to see it again? Or no? I don't get to see it again. That's unfortunate. Because that's probably like the best looking part of the game. Sound and music, there's not a lot of sound. You do get a little fanfare when you beat an Olympic record and get extra points. There is a little bit of sound during the Cresta run. It's faint, but you can hear it. But that's about it. But given that this is a BBC micro game, I can't exactly complain. The controls. I've gone over this already, and I might as well go ahead and go over it again. Speed skating, curling, and the Cresta run, playable. All the ski games, not so much. I'm surprised I managed to get a 60-meter jump on the slalom jump. I didn't have much luck at all with the other two. And it's just all down to the weird controls for the ski jump and the unresponsiveness of the controls in slalom and downhill. If those things were corrected, I would like the controls a little more. As it is, controls are good for half of the game and not so good for the other half. And finally, there's the replay value. You'll probably go through this game once just to see how well you can do, and then you'll probably put this away and play something else. I don't blame you. There are more interesting games out there for the BBC Micro. It's a fun sports title, but, well, other developers have done better on other micros. And do I recommend this? Well, if you have a BBC Micro, it's probably one of the best experiences you can get, but that's not saying much given how I've ragged on the ski games for their controls. But the games that I was able to play fairly well, they're enjoyable. So if you really need an Olympic-style game, you could do better, but I think you can do worse. There's always... what's his name? There's always a decathlon game. I forget whose name was who was in it, but, well, you could at least play that game. Something daily. Not Olympic decathlon. Or is it Olympic decathlon? I'm looking it up right now and I can't even remember what it's called. Maybe it's the one for the Spectrum. Daley Thompson's decathlon, that's it. I knew the name Daley was somewhere in there, and I couldn't remember what it's called. Yeah, you could probably have more fun with Daley Thompson's Decathlon. Anyway, this has been Let's Play Winter Olympics for the BBC Micro. And hopefully, I will be back with another game. Maybe it'll be good. Maybe it'll be bad. Maybe it'll be somewhere in between. Who knows? Until then, this is Prince Watercress. Take care. Stay safe. And thanks for watching. And see y'all later. Special thanks to High Retro Game Lord, without whom this Let's Play would not have been possible.